All right, well, welcome to the Borderless Teaching Academy. And today we're going to be doing a product review for, as you see, the Kiwi Crate Co. Company. And the line is going to be the Kiwi line, and we're going to take a look at the arcade. Alrighty, if you're not a member or if you're not subscribing to our page, make sure you go ahead and subscribe or like our video now. You can also find everything we're talking about and purchase it on the www.borderlessteachingacademy.com. You'll find a link under teaching tools, and you'll also receive a certain percentage off when you use our link from our page. All right, get in your box when it arrives. Okay, so the first thing you get in your box is obviously you're going to get your Kiwi crate. All right, it's the box that everything comes in, and you have all your different components that come in it. And let me show you a few of them. Alrighty, the first thing you're going to get is this book right here. This is the information, and it tells you everything you need to know about putting everything together. It tells you what you'll get, what comes in the crate. This is also a good way to take a look to see the instructions before you even start. You also can go to a page that they have on the back here. This tells you Facebook, kiwi.com, and Instagram, so you can see the videos and other information about this. All right. Also, you get this nice little magazine right here, which is called Explore, the Explore Kiwi Crate magazine. And it's really neat because it gives you a little story and also gives you other activities that you can implement throughout the week, which we'll be getting into in our different steps. All right. So also, you will get the box, and it has all of the components so that you can make your crate that we'll be looking at later on. Okay, also you get a sticker and this neat little welcome to KiwiCo card that lets you know everything you get. So first it says my Kiwi crate adventure map. So the first one is this arcade that we're going over. That's the first crate. And then is the pendulum crate, which we'll be going over next month. So as you see, you have a whole bunch of stickers that you can get over time, and that will let you know where you are in your quest throughout there. Okay, so that's everything that you're going to get in your book. All right, I'm sorry, everything that you're going to get in your crate when it arrives. So let's go ahead and see how we can use all of these tools to make our own lesson plans at home. Now we're going to take a look at step one, the books. Okay, this includes all the books that come in your kit and everything else. So taking a look here, in the lesson plans, I put that the best thing you could do is use your Explore book right here. It gives you some information. This little story right here, Steve the Kiwi, the arcade answer. It's really neat. It's kind of looks like a comic book, and it gives you information about the characters and their experience inside of an arcade. And it's really great because this is definitely going to fall under literature. If you're doing Common Core standards, this definitely comes under literature, reading literature. So you can look at that, and it gives you some information there. Also, you can choose your other books. It gives you recommendations on the last part here of your page. It tells you other recommendations for books. So of course, what I just showed you on pages 1 through 4, that'd be considered reading literature. If you look in here on the back, you'll see that they give you another book, which would be an informational book for meeting the Common Core standard. And you see the reference they give is the machine book, Simple Machines, Code Projects and Activities. Also, play these 101 delightful games. Also, if you don't, order this book that they show here, or also there is a deluxe kit you can order and they'll send you a book with it. But if you don't, I also recommend highly going to the library and finding your own books. Okay, of course it depends on your age level, but I'm showing this book right here. This is a good example. It's called Gravity. And it's Baby Loves Gravity, and it's a good little book, and it talks about gravity, and you'll talk about that a little bit when you go through your crate experiment. Your claw experiment. So that takes care of step one with our books. As I stated, they give you examples and you can find your own books. A good thing to do would be ask questions from your book right here. And this is stated in the lesson plan. You can ask questions like, who are the characters? Where are they? What are they doing? When are they doing it? How are these things happening? A lot of good things, questions you can come out of here. All right, so now let's go to step 2. Step 2 has to deal with content, and that means what subjects are we dealing with when we're dealing with this kit. So you can use this kit to pull out information that goes with the section 2 worksheet, which is content planning. So behind me, I see we have some examples. Here we go. All right, so first we're definitely going to see math in here. The math that we see is that we're dealing with shapes, and if you're dealing with kindergartners, first grade, that's the part of the Common Core math standard for geometry. And also, if you look right here on page 5, there's a really great draw it yourself activity. So that falls under their math standard for draw it yourself for the Common Core math, where you model shapes and draw shapes. So that's really good there. Also, taking a look at the technology standard that you're approaching, that would be under the that'd be under the next generation science standards, which would fall under engineering and design. And that's when you develop a simple sketch for the younger children. They can draw it, or you can talk to them about how they can improve this this design of the crate, I guess you can say. And also take a look into fine arts, and we find there we get into design, because that's when you design and you put some art on your box. Okay, and that's when you draw this and you add this part up here, and that's when you add all your little art on there. You can get your student to color it or put it there on the back. So that's when you get your creating part there. Okay, so that's content. Next, questions. Different questions you could say would be, name the games that are talked about in this booklet right here. Different things you could say is, where did you see this game? You can ask some questions of what type of games would they create. It's a bunch of different level questions that you can ask them about this book, also about the activity. Okay, so it's a lot of different questions, depends on what you want to talk about there. Some of the vocabulary that I suggest would be something like arcade or games. Okay, now let's look at step 4. Okay, step 4 is when we're actually going to get into making this. Okay, and you see that there are several activities that come here. You'll see it in the booklet. The first one is claw games, build your own claw game, draw it yourself, make a penny arcade, follow that pinball. So really it's about a month worth of activities, or about 4 or 5 weeks. It depends on how you stretch it out. But it's a lot of activities. What I did was I added another level of it. I was trying to do a math standard. Another math standard is when you're going over the different shapes of geometry, such as flat shapes, solid shapes. So what you can do is, like I did, I added some shapes in here. This is a triangular prism swing set. I put a 3D cone in here, because when you get the Kiwi kit, they give you the pom-poms to put in here for the kids to try to catch with the claw. So the pom-poms are in there, but I also added some other games. So you get this, and I, like I said, extended it and made it another game so that the kids are trying to use this claw and get in here and catch one of these shapes. So this is a extended activity. Like I said, you can add math with this. This is a extra math extension. And that's one way that I use some of these kits to add extra activities, so I can cover some other standards. Okay, that's implementing. Now let's take a look at evaluate. On this step, this is when you can look at to see if your standards were met, if your goals were met for this. And also, I think it's a good time to look at outdoor field trip experiences that you can add to this. I could say something like going to an arcade, going to Chuck E. Cheese, going somewhere like Adventure Landing, maybe Six Flags. If you're somewhere close, you can take your child and they can see that there are arcades at places like that. Also, somewhere like Chuck E. Cheese is also going to have an arcade, obviously, and they can kind of look at games. One really good one that we have is the tape maze game. I think it's a laser maze game. I'll put pictures on the website so you can see for that. My kids really liked it. And it's really good because it gives you the kids all these different ideas for making games. So as I stated, this covers 3 different contents: math, technology, and the fine arts. I do like this kit. I highly suggest it for especially children with the age groups of, I think this age group is 3 to 4. I have a 2-year-old that plays with it too, and she loves it. So I would say for this crate that we still use, you see, it's really great because it gets you to take a look at this whole idea of what a claw does, kind of like Pac-Man. All right, so this was definitely a thumbs up right here. Next month, we're going to be taking a look at some more activities. The next activity to come up will be the pendulum for this arcade. And just want to remind you, you can click on the link anytime. You can order from our website. The lesson plan will come with it as well. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. We're also on Pinterest. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We are here on YouTube, obviously. We're everywhere. And the podcast is coming soon. We're also on Patreon if you would like to help support this content by adding money so we can continue to buy these kits and all of our other supplies. But thank you for watching, and subscribe and stay tuned to our